You know, you were here at Media Day last year,
Yes.
and it ended up as kind of a doozy of a Groundhog Day because, you know, it's another whole year before we see you in uniform again, and it's over 500 days since you've played a game. What does it feel like to be here and know that basketball is starting tomorrow?
It feels great, just the experience for me being here, being around the team, just being in this atmosphere of being around reporters, feeling like a team, really talking to Tibbs and the coaching staff. I actually did my conditioning test this morning too, so I really feel like I'm a part of the team now.
First things first, how's the knee, and more important, how's your confidence in the knee?
My knee is good. My confidence is steady growing in my knee. I don't have any worries at all. I'm not worrying about anything. When I'm practicing, I'm reacting instead of thinking. So anybody that have these injuries, you will know that you want to react instead of think while you're on the court. So I'm feeling good. Just can't wait to get out there and play.
What do you most want to find out about your game, in-game conditions?
What I want to find out?
Yeah.
Just how I feel, just how I'm gonna play. I know I'm gonna play very good, but my confidence level is very high, and seeing if the game is gonna be easier to me.
Have the doctors or the coaches told you to expect some amount of rust, maybe some off nights on the way to being back to who you were?
I mean, they said it, but at the same time, I have confidence in myself, and I know what type of player I am, and I know how my training's been. So for me to go out there and play, I shouldn't have anything to worry about. I believe in myself.
For your fans here in Chicago, there were some people that got unhappy. They started to wonder, when you didn't come back last season, you know, was Derrick putting himself ahead of the team's needs in any way? What do you say to those people?
You know, people are going to have their opinions. There's nothing I can do about that. For me, all I have to do is worry about my injury and worry about my health. Of course, I could have came back, but if I would have came back and I wasn't the same player, they would have been talking even bad about me. So I knew that that was a concern, and I knew that getting back to my old self was my biggest concern. So I had to think about myself and kind of be selfish with it.
Tell me one or two things specifically that you missed about the game of basketball, the NBA brand of basketball, while you were out.
I think my fans, just the atmosphere of playing, like the energy level in the building and every building that you go play in. I think you missed that as a player, just them lights when you're out there, and you're the main attraction, and like everybody's cheering for you, especially being from Chicago, playing in Chicago and playing for the Bulls, because our fan base is pretty big because of the players that played on this team previous to us playing.
Since you got hurt, Miami's gotten kind of good at winning rings.
Yeah.
Indiana and Brooklyn have improved.
Yes.
You know, New York still figures that they're pretty good. How do you see the Eastern Conference, and what makes you think the Bulls can close the gap on those teams?
I think the Eastern Conference is definitely stronger, but at the same time, I see all the movements that everybody's been making, and I can only think about myself and what we got going on here. If I was caught up into worry about anyone else, that would be the wrong thing to do. For us, we have to come together as a team, just forget about all the criticism, and really create this mentality, us against the world.
Last thing, there's instability every year, and if it's not you being out, it's somebody's contract situation like Luau heading towards free agency. Carlos has some uncertainty for the future with his own deal. How do you guys navigate that stuff while still, you know, keeping on the task at hand?
You know, with Booz and Luau, we try not to even talk about it because they're on the team now. I would love to play with both of them players. I wish they wouldn't go anywhere, but I'm not management. My job is to come in and just try to win games, win as many games as possible, and make my teammates better every game. So that's my job, and I'll let management and the front office deal with that.
Thanks a lot, Derrick.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate the time.